Before I talk about sort of a day in my life, I just thought I'd give you a resume of my sort of local government career. Started in 1986 in Poulton. Then I moved to Wigan after 2 years. From Wigan I moved to South Ribble, stayed at South Ribble, which is obviously one of the Lancashire District Authorities, for quite a number of years, for 12 years. And then I had a sabbatical to Merseyside. I went to Knowsley, where I had 2 years. There's a sort of pattern here, isn't there? And then approximately another 2 years I spent at Wyre, over the water. And then in 2006 I came here to Wyre as Head of Planning Services. And that's what my background is. I am a chartered town planner. And then in 2008 I was successful in being promoted to Director of Planning and Regeneration, which included housing. And then in 2011 I was promoted to my current role, which is Chief Executive and Head of Paid Service. So it's that role that I'm going to just give you a brief flavour of tonight. The role really of Chief Executive is first of all, and Head of Paid Services, to support actually all elected members. So that's not just the ruling group, that's also any opposition members. My other task is to act as returning officer for elections. So my main role is to advise and guide members on matters of policy, strategic matters, finance, etc, etc. But obviously I'm also responsible for staff at Wyre, and that's right across the organisation, whether it's technically people delivering parks and open spaces, or whether it's people who are providing environmental health or planning advice, etc, etc. The ultimate responsibility actually falls to myself. One of my main objectives, and my objectives are actually set by the leader of the council, which is, as you know, Councillor Peter Gibson. Every year, I won't go through all of them, he sets me a number of objectives for the year. And for example, they are managing the political interface, elected members, MPs, etc, and keeping members up to date with policy developments, not just locally, but regionally and nationally. Actually keeping an eye on the finances. Whilst we have a really great Section 151 officer and Head of Finance, it's my ultimate role to provide members with any advice and guidance on how matters are progressing on finance and whether there are any blips. And also that includes looking to the future. I also have a section around providing corporate leadership. I have 3 service directors which I directly manage. I also manage the Head of Planning Services, and I also manage the Section 151 officer and Head of Finance. My other major objective, which is broken down into a whole host of other activities, is around developing external links and partnerships, particularly those related to the health agenda. So, taking all that into account, one of my main objectives in respect of advising and guiding elected members, and you can see, you'll get a copy of this and be able to see it on the website. Probably can't see it there in terms of wording, but that is our sort of plan on a page. That's our business plan. In the business plan, it doesn't include everything in terms of the day job. So in the business plan, you won't find that, in terms of collection of the bins, you won't find what's going to be done in terms of parks and open spaces. You won't find the determination of planning applications and the timescales. You won't find licensing requirements, etc, etc. They're all within what we call service plans, so they sit at operational service level. The business plan is the really big stuff that we look to deliver right across Wyre. So I hope that gives you a bit of a flavour of what I'm involved in my responsibilities. So I'll now turn to a day in my life, and for example, if we pick today, I had a note to myself about, obviously I needed to get some stuff together for this meeting tonight. I did that early morning. I then had a catch up with the elections team, because obviously we've just gone through the Lancashire County Council election process, and they are already preparing for the general election. So obviously, as returning officer or deputy returning officer or deputy returning officer, I've got to keep abreast of things that are going on with the elections team. I then had a one-to-one. I was meeting with the Head of Planning Services, where we go through objectives, setting things, etc. And then at 2 o'clock I had a general election meeting on cross-boundary working matters with people from and staff from Blackpool. And I've got something else planned in my diary for next week to have discussions with Lancaster and Preston. After that, I had a meeting with representatives from Association of British Ports around plans for future opportunities in respect to Fleetwood. I had in my diary 6 till 7, which is a recurring meeting every sort of 6 weeks or so. And remember early on I talked about supporting all elected members, not just in respect of their welfare, but in terms of policy guidance, etc. I had in my diary a briefing meeting with the opposition. I then was informed later, about 5 o'clock, that they've got their Labour meeting tonight, so that they couldn't attend that meeting, so I had a bit of free time between 6 and coming here. And then obviously I've got Poulton Forum tonight. So that was today. In respect of weeks, I have regular meetings with the leader of the council. I have a meeting with him every Wednesday. We have regular meetings, a corporate management team, which is myself and the service directors. We meet every 2 weeks on a Wednesday. We have a board meeting, which is cabinet members and the corporate management team come together to discuss business, etc. And that's every second Wednesday. So we have corporate management team on one Wednesday, 2 week gap, but then in between we have a meeting of board, which is the coming together of the cabinet. And there are regular meetings which go in my diary, for example full council, which we have this Thursday. So I hope that gives you a bit of a flavour of what my work involves.